Have you ever thought to yourself that you were made for something more than just going to work and paying bills and coming home and going back and repeating the cycle over and over and over again? Yeah, I did too. And then I did what pretty much everybody says to do in life, and that's to go chase your dreams, which of course seems very glamorous, I know. But I think another question that doesn't get posed very often is, what would it be like to work every day and learning new skills, to not get a single paycheck, or to not know if it's ever going to pay off? Well, let's talk about it. What's up, motivators? Welcome to another vlog, and welcome to, for the first time, any new subscribers. I know I got some new subscribers. Thank you, appreciate you being here. Today I wanted to talk about the harsh reality of pursuing a dream. But what does that even mean exactly? What does that look like? I'm going to be talking about things that relate specifically to motovlogging, of course, but this is also applicable to basically any entrepreneur. When do you take the first step? You know, so many dreams go to the graveyard because, well, let's face it, it's scary. And people think a lot of times, I know I certainly suffer from this type of, trap as well, is that everything's got to be perfect. I have all these things in place. I got to get this squared away and that squared away so that I can do this thing right and not fail. But, it is true that the people that do eventually go out and succeed at a thing have the most fails under their belts, because there's so much that you don't consider that you have to just learn along the way, and skill sets that you're going to be developing while you're at it. And so, to some degree, I do believe that you're gonna start before you're ready, and you need to, and you have to pull the trigger, and you have to take action. Otherwise, it won't launch. You won't go. You'll get stuck in analysis paralysis and never make it. Having said that, there are some things that I do want to at least address if you are considering pursuing your dream. That one got me. Oh, you're a G. I love you, my boy. Oh my God, too good. So many people talk about how you really should love the thing that you're going to pursue, and I'm gonna agree with that, because there are so many times when you aren't motivated necessarily, or you aren't inspired. Just like anything in life, you need to work hard in order to make it happen, and especially when it comes to skills, right? Because there's no amount of money in the world that can buy you skill sets. Like, skill is only developed through repetition. It doesn't matter who you are, how much money you have, and if you don't have any kind of faith in the process, then you're gonna give up. Because I'll tell you what, pursuing your dreams is one of the hardest things you'll ever choose to do, because you're gonna start learning so many things about yourself that you didn't even know. So many holes in your skill sets. And it's like, oh, okay, well, how hard could it possibly be to ride a motorcycle and make videos? Hard, let me tell you, hard. And here's why. You think, all right, put a camera on and record. And yeah, to some degree, that's part of it, right? And then you go to speak, and you're talking to yourself. And then you have all of these other people in their vehicles out here just staring at you and judging you. And I'll get to judgment, but the first thing you realize is, wow, I'm not very good at this. I'm not very good on camera. This is super awkward, right? And whatever that might mean for your specific niche, you're going to run into this, right? You're going to run into an area in which you just go, wow, I have no idea what to do here. And then from there, it just keeps adding on and adding on and adding on, because it's like, okay, well, I want to turn this into a business, right? I'm not like a lawyer here. I don't know anything about taxes really. Okay, so I have to form some sort of business maybe? Would that be the way to do it? Is it an LLC? Some things are, you know, hey, it's worth the investment to hire somebody. Absolutely, it'll save you in the long run. You either have money or you have time and energy into it, right? And best case scenario is both, but a lot of people go to work, they don't make that much money, and they're trying to do something that actually calls to them and brings passion to their life, and it's difficult without the financial backing to just go take off and do whatever you want, right? And have all of the resources. So next thing you know, you're learning, you know, maybe tax laws for the specific state you're in. Now it's time to edit the videos. Oh, wait, I don't know how to use DaVinci Resolve or CapCut or any of these other programs. Now I have to go down this whole path of learning this whole new skill set, or once again, outsourcing to somebody else. Okay, fantastic. I learned how to use these programs. I'm gonna keep it pretty simple with my edits and not do anything crazy. Great. Well, now your videos don't do well when you post them because you don't have that high of engagement because your content's not good enough. One, you don't know how to edit thumbnails. And nowadays you're competing with basically entire media agencies who are doing this full time, and that's just one aspect of the thing that you're trying to do. And look, everything I'm talking about, there's outliers, right? Of course, there are some people who are unbelievably successful out the gates. Chances are that's not you. It would be amazing, of course, but chances are that's not you. At least it wasn't me. And so, speaking from my perspective, this is the reality of it. It's extremely difficult. There's so many things that you're trying to learn. There's so many things that are pitted up against you. And so it's like, if this is something that you're just pursuing because you thought like, oh, this might be kind of cool, and it's not something that really calls to you, I would reconsider. I would not necessarily call that your dream, because your dream is going to call on you to become someone that you are not currently. So going back to judgment, depending on how public you're going to be with whatever it is, the thing that you're going to be doing, you're going to be judged. And of course, it would be nice if everybody that you knew just loved you and supported you and thought, you know what, dressing up like a comic book character and riding a motorcycle, that's the thing that's going to get you there. You should do that. You know, it's not necessarily going to be the case. And at the very least, you're going to have trolls. You're going to have people judge you. You're going to have people talk shit about you. If hearing negative things from strangers on the internet is something that's going to make you crumble, you gotta toughen up. That's just the stark reality of it, right? I'm not saying it's fair. I'm not saying that people should say mean things about you. I'm saying it's going to happen. And if this is something that you want to be able to manage well, then you're going to have to be able to handle that appropriately and understand that people that say shit like that are just unhappy with themselves. Nobody out here who's working hard, pursuing their dreams, living life, or is just generally happy is trying to shit on anybody else. So what comes out is what is inside, and people will show you what's inside. And so if they're putting negative comments on your stuff or whatever it is, or trying to shit on you, it's a reflection of themselves and not you. Now, going back to the money side of things, this is a tough one, because obviously you want to be in a position to where you're not going to put yourself out. If you can work, part-time even, and pay the bills and make it happen, or if you have financial independence of some sort or through some other avenue, spectacular. If you don't, you got to think about it, because one of the things that can quickly happen is if you start pursuing a passion, a dream, and you quickly realize, oh, I need to be paying my bills, I'm not paying my bills, then what can happen is your passion is going to turn right into work so fast, and you will become resentful and bitter and have none of that drive that gets you moving from day to day to continue on this pursuit. I'm not saying you got to be rich. I'm saying make sure that you can make ends meet. It's going to be pretty thankless at first, It's going to be stressful. It's going to be difficult. You're going to lose sleep likely. You're going to rack your brain constantly about how you can make this thing work and try new things and reach and stretch and develop and grow. And it's just going to be hard at the end of the day. It's just going to be fucking hard. Having said all of that, is it worth it? Well, you know, coming from somebody who hasn't exactly made it, right? Like, I don't pay my bills doing this, but this is something that I love, and there's going to be things along the way that are going to keep you going. You know, for myself, I've gotten an unreal response from the community, you know, from some people. I've gotten some of the most heartfelt, unbelievable, life-changing type of emails from people that I never knew existed. And to me, it's just like, man, that's enough to light a fire, to keep going, to believe in myself and my mission and pursue it. And is it worth it? Is it making a change? I think so, you know, I do. And I think so. But really, at the end of the day, I think what it comes down to, the big question you're going to have to ask yourself is it going to be easier for me to cope with trying something that I'm scared of failing at, and let's say figuring out how it doesn't work, or ultimately finding out that, hey, you know, that actually wasn't something that I really wanted to pursue. I thought it was, turns out it wasn't. Or are you going to end up in a position where you're asking yourself, what if? What if? What if I took the shot? What if I took the chance? What would have happened? That's much more difficult, in my opinion, to reconcile with, right? Like, I haven't reached the end of my journey. I don't know what's going to happen. And I know, you know, it's not something that you're going to know. But the one thing that I do know is a lot of older people, the biggest things that they regret in their life is not the shot that they took. Why? Because people are pretty capable of saying, you know what, hey, I took the shot and it didn't work out the way I thought it was going to work out, but now I know. People are unbelievably terrible at reconciling with the fact that they didn't take the shot, and they'll never know what could have possibly come out of pursuing the thing that calls to them, the thing that felt like, hey, maybe I can do more, maybe I was meant for more, maybe I can make a difference, maybe I can make a change, maybe I can learn and grow and develop and become the type of person. Because I think, you know, in a big way, that's what it comes down to, is what it will make of you to have attempted this path, this journey that life seemingly has laid out in front of you, and is just saying, hey, I gave you this thing, I gave you this dream, now it's up to you. Now it's up to you. The power is in your hands to take it from here and to pursue it and to go for it. Final analysis, I think you should do it. I think you should go for it. I think you should chase down what calls to you in some way or another. Because otherwise, what I think happens to people is that they become bitter towards the world, and it saddens them deep within their soul. And that's a feeling that is hard to, it's hard to comfort. And, you know, often people take that kind of resentment out on others around them and the rest of the world. And, you know, I don't think that's good for you. I don't think it's good for anybody else. And so ultimately, I think you should do the thing. Go for it. Take the chance. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You know, if you don't decide you don't want to do it, you can always just go back to what you were doing before. It's not that big of a deal. Not really. Yeah, people will judge you. Who cares? Fuck them. They don't have much planned for you anyway, probably, except for that dead-end job. So I say send it. If that was helpful and you guys want more, you can subscribe to my newsletter at themotivatedlife.com, or check out some of my merch. Kind of help me make this little dream I got going here possible. And hey, look, times are hard. I know. If you can't afford some merch for yourself or someone else, totally all good. One of the best things you can do to help me out, truly, is just to like, subscribe, share, comment, do all the things, you know. So it's free, doesn't cost you anything, and it means a lot to me. But only like it if you like it, you know. Okay, my friends, that's about all I got for you today. But thank you so much for joining me on this ride. I'd love to hear if you've ever experienced what it's like to pursue your dreams or something along these lines, and love to Hear your thoughts either way in the comments. I hope you have an amazing day or night, whatever time it is in the world, wherever you may be. I really appreciate you. Okay, love you. Bye.